In New Hampshire, we're way ahead. In South Carolina, we're way ahead. And nationally, we're up 57 points. Can you believe this?
That was former President Donald Trump today in Summerville, South Carolina, speaking to supporters at his campaign field office there. Well, Trump touted recent poll numbers today. CBS News polling has found Americans do have concerns about both the former president and President Biden serving another term. CBS News chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett joins us now. Major, when you step back, you've been covering politics for some years, and you think about this early stage, and there's a new poll from the Washington Post, ABC. CBS News has its own polling showing different gaps between Trump and Biden. What matters?
So there's a freak out right now in Democratic circles about this Washington Post ABC poll. 9-point lead for Trump. 9-point lead. The methodology can be criticized because there's an order of asking the questions. You ask the issue questions first. If you're dissatisfied with the issues, then you ask, well, how do you like Biden? Well, I don't like him at all. Oftentimes, you start with who do you like in the presidential first, then you get to the issues. So that might have distorted the outcome. But the bottom line, Robert, lots of Democrats I talked to today said two things. The poll is suspect, its methodology is bad, but bad news is bad news, and the White House ought to take at least some signal from the bad news that you can find in this poll, the NBC poll, and other polls. They have all the president at around mid-40s. That's not good for a re-election campaign. So what do you do about it? Well, you lean into Biden economics, you go to the picket line in Detroit, and you continue to press forward. There isn't a sense among Democrats I talked to today that this poll or any other poll is reason to press the panic button, but it is reason to keep that panic button in sight.
I just asked the Congresswoman from Michigan, Haley Stevens, about whether there's a political cost at all for the president going to the picket line in Michigan. How do you read it politically?
Probably not, in the sense that identifying with this particular set of workers and their grievances is different than it would have been for UPS workers or rail workers or port workers, in the sense that, and this is an important part of the strike conversation, they did give concessions in the Great Recession to keep the automakers afloat. Now that they're making profits, they'd like some of that back. That is not an unreasonable, super aggressive labor stance. Are the UAW requests now possibly too much? Yeah, they're high, 40% wage increase. But that's not where it's going to land, and the UAW leadership knows that. So I think in this area, the president is well positioned, if a little bit late. He's going in part because former President Trump announced he would get there first. The president's trying to beat him to the punch. So there's a little bit of that push and pull. But on this, I think the president is probably going to gain ever so slightly.
What about Senator Bob Menendez? Some are trying to nudge him out, tell him to resign. Is there anyone who could get Menendez to actually step down, or is he in that seat through the duration of his term?
He's made it clear that this is for his prospects in the Senate, no different than the first time he was.
But is there any
indicted.
variable you see on the horizon?
So Sherrod Brown today of Ohio, colleague on the progressive side, said he needs to resign. That's not budged him yet. If there is a super big groundswell, that might alter his feelings. But Menendez has made it pretty clear. He wants to stay, intends to stay, and believes he will be vindicated in a court of law.
With the governor, Phil Murphy, coming out against him, could you see someone like Tom Kaine, the congressman, or someone with a big name in New Jersey Democratic politics saying this is ripe for a primary?
Well, ripe for a primary, certainly. That's different. That's a whole different conversation. Someone challenging him, but him stepping down and saying, I'm out, I don't see it.
You think Republicans will play in New Jersey in 2024?
Probably not. I mean, not on a serious level, not on a statewide level. They've got other places they've got to focus their energy and money.
And it seems easier to win a gubernatorial race in New Jersey versus a federal race.
Being a federal race, very, very hard. No sign of that in a very, very long time. And the greater question for Republicans right now is what's going to happen at this debate. Will anyone call the former president out for suggesting over the weekend, as he did, that a former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has committed treason and might need to be executed? Is anyone going to say anything about that?
But even if they do, could they break through? What breaks through at this debate? Is it a Milley comment or something else?
Saying he's not qualified to be president again. That will break through. Republicans in their radio ads and their TV ads are beginning to get a little more confrontational. They still don't want to drop his name. They don't want to name check him in an ad.
The hour's late.
Exactly. I know the hour's getting late. They have to make some very strong calculations about how aggressive they're going to be about trying to get the thing that he's currently in possession of. What? Front runner status. You want to knock off the front runner, you better challenge that front runner directly. That's true in every primary contest. It is especially true in this one.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Who are you watching Wednesday night at the second Republican debate?
Nikki Haley, more than anyone else. Can she make it even better than the first one? Of the candidates on that stage, no one has gained more in terms of chatter, a little bit of poll numbers, and a little bit of money.
All eyes on Nikki Haley, the former ambassador. Major Garrett, thank you.